Union members gathered here on the steps of the state's Office of Policy and Management. Organizers say they planned a peaceful protest, but several members were arrested by police after they made their way into the building. Nearly 100 union members representing long-term healthcare workers rallying outside the Department of Public Health Thursday, shutting down a portion of Capitol Avenue.
We don't have placards, we don't have badges, we don't have vacation days, paid sick time.
20 union workers were taken into custody by state police after they made their way inside the Department of Public Health. A number of people were seen sitting handcuffed on the floor. Hartford police officers were also inside the building. They were taken to nearby Troop H and released a short time after. State police say there were no reports of injuries to officers or those arrested, calling it a peaceful protest. The workers represented by the SEIU 1199 union calling on the state to implement a long-term care workers' Bill of Rights, which includes demands such as better pay and benefits like vacation, paid time off, and health insurance.
Home care workers like Terrell here can't have health insurance. They don't offer them health insurance. And so we're here to be able to say there needs to be change.
When we're getting older, we have nothing to look back for because they have no pension for us.
Those at the rally say they lost 16 union members due to COVID-19 and believe they deserve better rights as healthcare workers.
There has to be something better, and I believe that if we come together and try to figure it out, we can.
Those arrested were charged with criminal trespassing and will have to appear in Hartford Superior Court Monday morning. In Hartford, Tania Maldonado, Fox 61 News.